complete. It was neat in my first year in office to commemorate the anniversary of the 13th Amendment. President Obama came to the Capitol, and all the Capitol dignitaries were there, of course. And that event was held in Emmancipation Hall in the Capitol Visitor Center. And I was proud to have Annie Abrams from Little Rock as my guest that day for that historic commemoration of the anniversary of the 13th Amendment to the Constitution. So this is a big day. I want to thank the Republican Party for celebrating it. Thank you, Chairman Webb, for carrying the message. Appreciate what's been said before. I just make a couple of historic thoughts that occur to me, and then talk a little bit about what's going on right now here in our district and right now here in our Congress. But to continue Frederick Douglass's passion for the Republican Party and the Republican Party's commitment to liberty, individual rights, the Bill of Rights, freedom for all, opportunity for all. That's what we believed.
That's right.
But it went through the 20th century was rough in this country. We had Jim Crow in this country, brought to you by the opposition political party. From 1876 until, I would say, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, 1965, Voting Rights Act, that we celebrate today, that we associate with, in some ways, the real end of Reconstruction, the real end of the burdens of Jim Crow, the real end of that unfinished business from the Constitution. Well, why was it delayed 100 years? I'll let you go research that. But along the way, let's talk about some milestones. October 25th, 1905, Little Rock, Arkansas. Theodore Roosevelt visits Little Rock, speaks to 30,000 people in MacArthur Park. It was called City Park then. 30,000 people, no amplification. He stood at the back of the MacArthur Arsenal building that stands there today and spoke toward I-630. The park went on down to about where the interstate is now. There was a lake down there just like there is today, and people were spread all the way back. And Arkansas's governor was there that day. And his name was Jefferson Davis. Not that Jefferson Davis, but someone equally proud. And Jefferson Davis, the week before, had defended lynching in Arkansas. This was your Democratic governor, Jefferson Davis. Well, Roosevelt was dumbfounded about that. And there in front of 30,000 people and all the newspaper reporters and the national reporters that were traveling with Roosevelt on his train, he excoriated Jeff Davis and asked him, how can any man that believes in the rule of law defend lynching? October 25th, 1905. Little Rock, Arkansas, City Park. Extemporaneously, I might add, not in his prepared remarks. So in 2009, for the sesquicentennial of Roosevelt's birth, the Theodore Roosevelt Society, which I'm a part of here, we put up a memorial in MacArthur Park today that you can see right behind the Arsenal building, which commemorates Roosevelt's visit to Little Rock that day and what he had to say that day. And I think it's an important tribute to TR, but also an important tribute to the way he believed. Who was his advisor? Booker T. Washington. Who was Booker T. Washington's closest friend in Arkansas? John Bush. John Bush, a Republican from Little Rock, Arkansas. John Bush, the founder of Mosaic Templars Insurance Fraternal Organization, the most successful African-American business in the United States. Founded where? Little Rock.
Oh, right on.
Go read about it.
Oh, right.
Go down to the Mosaic Templars building and read about the history of John Bush, the history of that organization. Learn about black entrepreneurship from one of the best ever, John Bush. So TR also was the first person to invite an African American to have dinner at the White House. October 1901, Booker T. Washington. Frederick Douglass had been at receptions at the White House and enjoyed a great relationship with President Lincoln. He visited the White House, but Roosevelt invited Booker T. Washington, the leading voice of African American freedom, entrepreneurship, self-reliance, education in the country at the time, to dinner at the White House. Well, I won't tell you how the papers in Memphis and Birmingham and Montgomery and Atlanta and Little Rock, what they had to say about that. So let's talk about World War I. 1919, 100 years ago right now, World War I ended. We had outstanding servicemen and women travel to volunteer to be ambulance drivers, to be nurses, to be fighters, leave our states and go with the American Expeditionary Force to fight in France to make sure that Germany did not take over France. War to end all wars. Black men traveled to fight in those trenches. One of the greatest units there was the Harlem Hellfighters. One of the bravest men in that unit was from Arkansas. Elaine, Arkansas. Leroy Johnson. He was a very brave guy, and he earned the Croix de Guerre from France for bravery, which is their highest award for bravery. And he was wounded multiple times. He came home from World War I, and he did not receive those recognitions. He wasn't acknowledged for that bravery. And he and his two brothers were deer hunting one day in October 1919, and they got off the train in Elaine, Arkansas, and they were murdered. There were 3 brothers killed in the Elaine massacre that we will commemorate the tragedy of and the lessons from this October. But Leroy Johnson was an American hero who died under very tragic circumstances here at home. But in October, it was an honor for our office to present him, his family, his descendants who still live here in Little Rock, his Purple Heart. And